Teachers of Reddit. What is the biggest problem with the current education system? Till this ridiculous perception of teachers as lazy and the idea that they just rock up at 9 a.m. and leave at 3:30 every day, get a ton of training days and free periods, and have way too many holidays. All absolutely untrue and doesn't come close to the reality of how much work goes in. The problem is that everyone thinks that because they went to school and have some experience of the education system, they're qualified to talk about what it's like to teach. That's like thinking you know what it's like to be a doctor because you once went to a standardized testing. Some of my students are on the 10th day of testing in the 45-day marking period. They have at least 3 more tests this year. The expectation of screen time. There is a lot of pressure to use computers, including my district refusing to buy paper. So they are on their computers all day. When they aren't, they are on their phones. No consequences. I'm not supported if I give them to my students, so I don't. Parents don't. Administrators done. Days like today I feel like giving up and just having them play Tetris. I teach at a university, so my answers may differ. I'd argue all this extends to K-12 as well. Privatization and all the BS ways in which politicians try to increase it. Schools being ran like businesses. All this leads to lack of full-time faculty, bloated middle management, passing students so as to not hurt the bottom line, nonsense curricula based on flashy, ultimately incorrect ideas about education, underpaid teachers, lack of accountability for students, a devalued degree, and so much more. Hate and discrimination in schools, and politicians who want to have a say in curriculum in one way or another without understanding why that curriculum exists, or even what's really being taught in it. There is nothing wrong with the education system. All of the states teach the same criteria to the federal standard. The problems are at the homes of the student. The child is a product of their home environment. If they lack support, then they will fail. Most successful students have substantial support at home. It's not hard to see the problem. So many places have school funding based on neighborhood property taxes. The poor get shit underfunded schools, and the rich get multiple theaters and tennis courts. Then people talk about how kids in underfunded districts have given up, like they don't exist in a system that's already told them they're not worth investing in. My school district lost $110 million from the budget for next year. My school alone, high 5 through 8th grade, is losing $2 million. The central admin for my district for a city of 500,000 people lost the same amount of money. If schools are gonna succeed, schools need the funding that admin keeps leeching. Ional education system, built on the Industrial Revolution model, focuses on IQ and memorization, which are becoming less relevant in the face of AI, and the need for adaptability and learning agility too. How little teachers are paid despite requiring a master's degree and being certified while having to deal with parents, politicians, and the school administration. There's a reason why a lot of teachers up and left during the pandemic. In which country? Not that it really matters much, the answer is money. But the specifics of how that looks depends on the country in question. No funding leading to a lack of resources, namely teachers. It is going to take a long time to have a robust, experienced workforce again. As a former burnt-out gifted student, the expectation that after going home after hours of school, to do hours of homework every night. I don't know what I'm training my students for. What jobs will exist in 8 years when they are ready to go and work? Lawnmower parents who mow down any obstacle their child faces, including when their cell phones are taken away. There's more than one education system. There's also more than one state, province, country, continent, etc. Parents, not a teacher. But I'm very surprised I'm not seeing that as the one problem. Salary, respect from kids, parents, administration, behavior problems. paperwork. Capitalism, education itself became a threat to corporate interests decades ago. Conservative politicization of scientific curriculum with superstitious dogma. Lack of support for teachers from school and district administration staff.